Win.
Man, thank you, Ned. And, like you said before, I just proud for Julie and all the crew. They worked so hard all these years, and, it's strictly volunteer. And, man, they did a super job today. And, man, I don't know what to say. I really don't.
I understand that he didn't tell you that you were actually in the lead.
Well, if he did, I didn't understand him. The radio was cutting up with me, but he said he didn't want to mess me up, so he didn't let me go ahead and run.
When you finally looked up the scoreboard and realized that, what were your thoughts?
Well, I seen it was 10 laps to go, and I really didn't believe it. And I looked a couple laps later, and it was still there. And I said, man, I must be leading this thing.
There was never any doubt in your mind but what you was going to win in this division.
Well, I tell you, we weren't the fastest car here today, but I knew we could keep plugging, and sooner or later we were going to win one. I can tell you that.
Well, his wife Margaret is here with him. I know that you're proud.
Oh, I am.
Is this your biggest thrill ever?
Oh man, Ned, it's got to be by far the biggest thrill. I've won probably no telling how many races, but nothing compared to this.
Ron Bouchard slingshotted right around both those guys.
Where'd he come from? Where did he come from?
I looked up and I was shocked. I had no idea he was even anywhere near.
I won. I said, no, you didn't. Never will forget. What? Ron Bouchard had beat us back to the start-finish line by inches.
Bouchard was clearly the underdog, and for him to be able to pull that off was pretty spectacular.
You proved him wrong. Well, we felt like we had a slight chance at him all day long. In the middle of the race, when I run in this draft, I was comfortable there. We were just looking to watch him out, not show him what we had. I'm sure he wasn't showing us all he had. So we were looking to make it a run down to the wire.
All right, your car carries no sponsorship of any kind. It's said to contain a lot of secret speed ideas. What might be some of them now that you've used them to win?
Are you kidding me, Sam? Talladega's next.
And they'll be waiting for him there at Talladega. Greg.
Bobby, what a day, huh? Hey, I got to thank the Lord for a good, safe race and for bringing my career so far. This Miller American Buick ran super, and thank Miller, the Beer, Buick, all pros, Stavola brothers.
Still got some air, huh?
My grandfather, who got me started, who's here today, Orion Hill, and my dad back home, all of them has been great to me. And Ron Purrier and Billy Woodruff, my crew chief and team manager, and all the Stavola brothers, Miller American crew. I can't believe it.
We know it's great, but look, what's this big mark on your car here? Scrapes. What kind of a day was it for close traffic for you?
There was some beating and banging, and when Harry Gant and Phil Parsons lost it, they were beating and banging. I think they hit, and it slowed Gant enough, and I tapped him, and they were both gone, and they were just beating and banging. I don't know why they were beating and banging, but they were. And then, we just got a clear shot off of it. On the last restart, we didn't get going good, but we came back on it.
Okay, congratulations, and make the most of it, Bobby. Back to you, Ken Squire.
I can believe it, but I'm sure glad it finally happened. I tell you what, it seemed like we were going to wait forever before this happened. And, I'm just tickled to death for the crew and everybody that worked so hard and everything. And, I just have to give the Lord the credit. I mean, 2 years ago, everybody thought I was gone, and look at me now, and that's all because of the Lord Jesus Christ. We'll let Lake Clap.
First of all, I'd like to say hello to Dave Jarr with Oldsmobile. He's a good friend of ours. He's going through some problems. Dave, we're all behind you. We're glad to get this Oldsmobile in victory circle. But I just can't thank Mr. Banlin with U.S. Tobacco, Crown, Detroit Gasket, Oldsmobile. Every one of these guys back here, I mean, this is the biggest day of my life, and they're all responsible, along with about 25 people that if they wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. Benny, Tex, and Randy, and Odie, and just everybody.
Well, your car owner, Leo Jackson, did a heck of a job. He's been mechanic of the race, given the Mechanic of the Race award. But early on today, you had some trouble. That early running out of fuel probably had your heart skip a few beats.
Well, yeah, it did. We knew we had one of the best 2 or 3 cars, so we felt like we could get our lap back. I hate it happened like it did. Schrader was, trying to get by me, and he got into me and spun out. But I tell you, no matter what happened, we're just tickled to death.
What do you think those last few laps when the caution came out? I mean, I know you had to take a big gulp when you saw that yellow flag.
I didn't want any caution flag. I knew me and Jeff had the 2 best cars, and I felt like it should be decided amongst us two. But he did a heck of a job. But just at the last, he got shuffled out there, and I was just watching the mirror trying to keep them all behind me.
The Detroit, Michigan native in his 111th start gets his first ever Winston Cup win, winning the Winston 500 here at the Alabama International Motor Speedway. Phil Parsons at Victory Lane.
And our Winner Circle interview has been brought to you by...
Congratulations. Thank you very much, and I'll tell you, you're the greatest co-anchor in racing and motorsports, and I thank you for what we did yesterday, but thank you, Quaker State and Buick. I'll tell you, they gave me the best race car I ever had the last 60 laps of this race, and I just drove it as hard as I could. I knew I had to take care of them back tires because that's what went away on us during the day. I had to take care of them, just get out there and run and keep a nice pace and work the lap traffic. I just want to thank the good Lord for a safe race, and thank you very much for my first win.
We knew you were also fighting an overheating problem.
Oh, it was terrible hot. It run 240 all day on the water temperature, and it was burning my feet pretty bad. That's why I don't want to stand down right now. It just, you know, one of them things you got to put up with throughout the day. It turned out hotter than we anticipated, and the car ran hot. We had to stay out in front and keep that clean air to keep the car cooled down so that we could keep going.
You were watching Walter for those last few laps. They had to be giving you the intervals.
I wasn't watching him a bit. I was just trying to work that lap traffic the best I could and just run the car as hard as I could. Like I said, taking care of the back tires so I had something at the end. How about that, Jeff, huh, buddy?
All right, here is big brother Jeff Bodine coming in to congratulate little brother Brett on his first ever Winston Cup win. And Jeff gives Diane a big hug. An outstanding effort. 31-year-old Brett Bodine wins it here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Well, the first Union 400 is history, and they are indeed happy here in the Quaker State area of Victory Lane. We'll be back.